Every great leader was once a faithful follower. Following is not weakness. Following is preparation. Following is training for greatness. Many destinies are delayed not because people lack talent, but because they lack submission. If you cannot follow instructions, you cannot be trusted with responsibility. If you cannot follow instructions, you cannot be trusted with responsibility. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 17 says, obey your leaders and submit to their authority. They keep watch over you as men who must give an account. Obey them so that their work will be a joy, not a burden, for that will be of no advantage to you. To follow means to listen carefully, to obey instructions, to submit to guidance, to respect authority, to trust leadership. Following is not slavery. Following is discipline. A follower is not someone who is weak. A follower is someone who is teachable, and a teachable person is a promotable person. Many people remain stagnant because they resist correction. Many people remain stagnant because they resist correction. They want freedom without discipline. They want success without mentorship. But destiny requires guidance. Destiny requires guidance. Even Jesus followed divine authority. Jesus followed divine authority. John 6:38. For I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. If Jesus followed the Father, who are we to resist instruction? Jesus did not act independently. He followed divine direction. And following God led him to destiny. Jesus following God led him to destiny. Nobody becomes a great leader without first being a follower. Nobody becomes a great leader without first being a follower. Before Joshua led Israel, he followed Moses. Before Elisha performed miracles, he followed Elijah. Before Timothy became a leader, he followed Paul the apostle. Leadership is not given to rebels. Leadership is given to faithful followers. Leadership is given to faithful followers. If you reject instruction, you reject elevation. Anytime you reject instruction, you are rejecting your own elevation. I want to show you some few benefits of learning to follow. Benefits of learning to follow. 1. Following builds humility. Following builds humility. Pride destroys destiny. Humility attracts promotion. Pride destroys destiny. Humility attracts promotion. James 4:10. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and he will lift you up. Following builds humility. Number 2. Following builds discipline. Following builds discipline. Discipline separates winners from failures. Discipline separates winners from failures. A disciplined follower becomes a reliable leader. A disciplined follower becomes a reliable leader. People who cannot follow instructions cannot manage responsibility. People who cannot follow instructions cannot manage responsibility. Number 3, following brings protection. Following brings protection. Good leadership protects you from mistakes. Good leadership protects you from mistakes. Proverbs 14, Proverbs 11:14, Proverbs 11:14. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Followers who listen avoid unnecessary battles. Followers who listen, they avoid unnecessary battles. Benefit 4. Following leads to promotion. Following leads to promotion. Promotion comes to the faithful, not the rebel. Promotion comes to the faithful. Luke 16 verse 10. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. He that is faithful in small things is also faithful in much. God promotes those who prove themselves trustworthy. God promotes those who prove themselves trustworthy. Good followers attract responsibility. Responsibility leads to leadership. Good followers attract responsibility, and responsibility leads to leadership. Let me share with you a couple of reasons why people don't like to follow. Why people don't want to follow. Let me share with you. Number one, the first one is pride. Pride. They feel they know better. They always feel they know better. Two, impatience. They want instant authority. They don't want to submit. They want instant authority. Three, insecurity. They fear being controlled. They fear being controlled. Four, lack of trust. They doubt leadership. They don't trust leadership. But growth requires submission. Growth requires submission. Refusing to follow leads to misplaced opportunities, delayed destiny, broken relationships, leadership failure, spiritual stagnation. Many people are gifted but unteachable. Many people are gifted but they are very unteachable. Gift alone cannot sustain greatness. Character sustains greatness. Gift alone cannot sustain greatness. Character sustains greatness. The greatest following is following God. The greatest following is following God. Not people blindly, but God faithfully. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and he shall direct thy path. Following God leads to divine direction. Following God leads to divine direction. Jesus said, follow me and I will make you. When you follow your leader makes you. Get a mentor, submit, follow the leader, and the leader will make you into what you want to be.